Get ready for college hoops on 2K Sports. Arkansas State Indians square up against the USC Trojans. Hello, and welcome, college basketball fans, to the championship game. We're here at the Municipal Auditorium. Alongside Bill Raftery, this is Burr Lundquist. Bonnie Bernstein is with us too. What do you think, Bill?
This game features a great matchup at the point guard position. Straight is one of the premier players in the college game. He has a nice array of post moves. That's not something you see very often in a point guard. Bowden is also among the nation's elite point guards. He has lightning quick hands and terrific anticipation. He'll rack up a ton of steals. They're both glorious. Just that.
Defected, but it's recovered by USC. Straight. Grundy and swings it to the outside. Quick has it, baseline. Releases. Rolls the miss inside. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Bonnie Bernstein, who has some information for us.
Well, just before the game, I spoke with the head coach. Nothing more than to see a dunk fest break out today. He said, we want to make the most today of our athleticism. I want them at
Extremely accurate. Passes left wing. Straight. Catches it right wing. Man beats it to the left. To the rim.
He was able to and get to the tip.
Right wing. Bounces it to the right wing. Madden launches it. Straight. Snatches it up. A 3-point spread on the scoreboard.
Pulling down the rebound off the deck.
Man. Dishes far side. Zaharias catches it left side.
Zaharias with a great offensive rebound there. He worked so hard to establish position.
Deflected. Backs down. Zaharias is looking to do something with it.
That was going.
Dumps it off. Pitches it. Zaharias. On the scoreboard. Bowden skips it down low. On the jumper by
Nice work to get that rebound.
outright. Passes it to the top of the key. Man passes it back.
Those are going to come easy to them if they keep this up.
And that's his first round. That one, but he took the charge.
Love that. He put his body on the line for the team. Onions.
Man inbounds the ball. About 6.5 minutes left in the half. Truscott snatches it down, and it's a 6-point game.
Truscott grabbed that rebound with his elbows high, using a little intimidation.
That last three-pointer was missed by Quick. Perimeter. three by Zaharias.
They've got to learn to be patient on offense. Good shots will come if you don't rush them.
Grundy gets it outside. Truscott dishes it to the wing. Bowden to the right.
He's not missing that one. The D needs to try and keep with them, Vern.
Right wing swings it to the perimeter. And Grundy beats it to the outside. Zaharias.
That's right here.
Six pass, left side. Mavic.
He's going to put some new players on the floor, and I think that's a wise move. The guys he's going really play well together.
It's free, but it's recovered by Bowden. Has it left wing. Madden ends it off. Passes to the outside. He'll make some substitutions. Outright. Ditches to the left side, and Barnby dumped it off. Haven. Corrals the miss. It's a 6-point game. The reverse.
Can you forget about this guy when you're boxing out? He lives for those offensive rebounds.
Passes back to the perimeter. Misses the three after the nice bumper. Right around 4 minutes left in the half. Backs in.
Post game.
And Barnby ends it off. Pitches it outside. No good from beyond the arc.
Credit the defense there. They got out on him, and they forced him to rush it a little.
The Trojans will retain possession. Arnold in. And it's a good game. Swing pass, right wing. Maddox gets it left side. Gooden dumps it off. Maddox shoots it. Misses with the D in his face. Hess lead pass to the left. Last layup was missed. The Trojans will dance for last shot by Hess. 2:43 left in the first half. Takes it up. Ripped inside. And Grundy.
The defense closed so quickly that the easy deuce turned into a very tough shot.
Arnold takes it up.
don't want it to get out of hand.
Truscott inbounds the ball. The Indians can't get to single digits.
Too aggressive.
Substitution on the court.
Is tied with the reach, and that's his first foul.
Too aggressive.
Perimeter passes it. Stole away from the man. Britton.
Defender right in the face. They're doing a little half-court trap defense right here.
Bounces it to the right wing. Comes from the post after that one. Hands it off. Zaharias gets it far side. Dumps it to the middle, to the bucket. Childs. He attacked it with everything he had, but it still wasn't enough.
Good defense, not letting them jam it home.
Bowden from deep. Grundy grabs the rebound.
You've just got to hit that shot when you've got that much space.
Gets it, middle. Get 2-1 if they hurry. Rejection. The Trojans with the denial, and it's still an 8-point game. 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Man dishes it to the wing. Hang. To the paint. Feeds it to the right wing. Grundy. Offensive rebound. Buzzer beater was missed by Straight. That's the half. The locker room, the score 31-21. Now it's time to bring you our Power Bar Player of the Half. Bill?
Zaharias has been lighting it up, Vern, and he's got to be the choice. He's put the offensive weight of his team squarely on his shoulders, and it hasn't been too heavy for him at all. He is a scoring machine.
Thanks a lot, Bill. There you have it, the Power Bar Player of the Half. We're all set to begin the second half, so let's get back into it. Truscott inbounds it to start the second half. Grundy from downtown.
Of the Trojans. Ahead in the first half. Plenty of room for improvement. The team's been getting burned from the line, and so he told his players, I want you to give them
Play.
Gotta get up there on.
The reach, and that is his foul circle.
Playing when you're in foul trouble can be so difficult, Vern. It can really make you tentative out there.
Will get this one back.
Great job to get a hand on that one. That's why it's so important to stay active on defense.
Quick inbounds the ball. Poked loose. Indians will retain possession.
Ooh, that would have been a fantastic pick. Great effort.
Skips it to the top of the key. Here, the Trojans can push their lead to double digits. Straight catches it outside. Bounce pass outside.
Each other. Those kind of assists are going to come easy to them if they keep this up.
Gets it outside. Grundy passes to the baseline. Maddox dumps it off. Backs down. Perimeter. Swings it to the perimeter. Maddox puts it up. Can't return the favor with his own three. Just over 8 minutes left in the second half. Dishes to Maddox inbounds the ball. Gets still controlled by. He goes back. Shoots the ball. By Grundy. It will go the other way. Nice block by Barry.
Oh my goodness, Vern. Listen to this crowd.
Pass outside. Quick. Takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. Getting into the game.
On the court.
The Trojans looking to continue their run. Zaharias, crossover, releases. Man gets it outside. Straight, beats it to the outside, left side. Pulls it down inside. Under 7 minutes left in the second half. Grundy hands it off.
They've got to put it into this run before this lead gets out of reach.
Passes to the outside. Barry. The shot was missed long by Zaharias.
They've got to learn to be patient on offense. Good shots will come if you don't rush them.
Bounces it to the right. Quick, gets it outside. Lead pass, high post. Launches it. By Breton.
He didn't have a lot of room out there, and it kept him from getting comfortable on that shot.
Barry. Picks it up. Knows it, and that's his fourth rebound thus far. The Indians need to find some answers here. Has it on the perimeter. Truscott raises up. From 11 feet. USC brings it up. They're on a 14-2 run. Breton dumps it to the middle. Rebounded by Maddox.
The defense closed so quickly. into a
Stolen away by Barry. Dumps it off. Baseline. Takes it in. She'll bring in some players from off the bench. Maddox inbounds the ball. Gooden passes back to the perimeter. Maddox has it right wing. Right wing. Misses the jumper.
Maddox is having a hard time getting his shot to go, Vern. You just hope it doesn't wreck his confidence, but it's hard to see how it wouldn't.
There's the rebound inside. Just over 4 minutes left in the second half. Sparks goes almost a three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two.
Third team foul.
Harris will come off the floor. The Trojans with a comfortable lead. Man gets outside. Morris dishes it to the left side, and Garvey dumps it off. Outside, pulls the trigger. Swings it to the outside. Quick, shoots for three. About 2.5 minutes left in the second half. Another pass to the middle. Deflected, but it's tracked down by USC. Morrison gets it out left. Opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Putting the rest of their starting lineup back on the floor. Inbounds the ball. The Indians have got a lot of ground to make up. Bowden from swing pass outside. Morrison gets it outside. Man passes to the left side. Leans. The shot was missed by Ngardi. Intimidated the shooter with his sheer presence.
That's what the best of them do. There are a number of ways to alter a shot. One of those is reputation.
Garvey. It was and I'll make you pay. Left block. They've got to use some clock here. Tip to and he'll go to the line for a couple.
That's his second personal foul. Fourth team foul.
Getting tired out there, and they'll bring in some subs. The Trojans have got a nice lead. Shoots it. On the quick shot. 1:42 left in the game. Grundy hands it off. Maddox has it left side. Skip pass. With the shot. It's kind of a dunks. Five seconds. Five. And to the top of the key. Puts it off. Fades away. Grabs the rebound. The Indians need to find some answers here from 20 feet. To the cylinder and out. Takes the shot. There's the buzzer. The Indians 60-43. Let's quickly go to Greg Gumbel in the studio with the Pontiac game-changing performance.
Thanks, Vern, and welcome everyone to the 2K Sports Studios. I'm Greg Gumbel with today's Pontiac game-changing performance. The long-distance shot was a big factor in the outcome of this matchup. The USC Trojans used the three-pointer as a major weapon, and it was bombs like this one from way downtown that turned the tide in their favor and allowed them to run away with the victory.
Okay, thanks, Greg. I'm Vern Lundquist for Bonnie Bernstein and Bill Raftery. Glad you were with us for College Hoops 2K7.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, joined at the anchor desk by my partner, Clark Kellogg. Next up on College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. We'll unveil our choices for the top 10 mid-major teams in the NCAA, as well as tell you where the top recruit in the nation is headed. But first, let's take a look at the best games of the past week in college basketball. We have a real surprise to show you. Not too many folks expected the result that came from this one. North Carolina got by St. John's.
This came right out of the blue, Greg. What a wild and crazy game. St. John's is going to lose their spot at the top of the poll for sure after this loss. Larinaga was not going to be denied. His 26 points led all scorers. Watching him basically put his teammates on his back and single-handedly carry them to the victory in a big game situation like this was stupendous.
And two teams, each enjoying a spot in the top 25, got together. Florida State got the better of Florida.
The posters love games like this. It makes their job easy. When you've got two ranked teams like this going up against each other, you can just sit back and see who should go up and who should move down. Florida State did a tremendous job in the rebounding department. It was truly a dominant performance on the glass. They showed great hustle and determination every time a shot went up on either end. That's always an area that can really be an indicator of a team's performance, and the rebounding numbers told the tale in this one.
Now let's unveil our list of the top 10 mid-major teams in college hoops. These teams could probably hold their own in any of the power conferences if they had the chance.
I just love talking about the non-power conference team. This is the kind of stuff that gets me fired up for March. A couple of these teams have the potential to be very dangerous in the tournament. No one more so than the team at the top of the list.
Akron is setting themselves apart from the other mid-majors in more ways than one, but what really impresses me is their imposing strength of schedule. They've adopted the anyone, anywhere scheduling philosophy, and it's transformed them into a very dangerous opponent. There's news off the court as well at this time of the year, as the top high school players in the country are signing their letters of intent. The signing of one player made an especially big splash. The Florida State Seminoles have to be considered the big winners in the recruiting wars this week. They brought in a young man whose talent is undeniable.
Rouse made up his mind after months of having coaches beating down his door, and everyone involved in that program is whistling on their way to work today.
They have a lot of reason to be happy. Here's a player that's labeled as one of the top 4 or 5 players in the entire country coming out of a high school. He may be that missing piece of the puzzle they were looking for. That'll do it for us here in the studio. For my part, Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, joined at the anchor desk by my partner, Clark Kellogg. Next up on College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. We'll preview some of the biggest games coming up this week in the NCAA, as well as show you the best action from around the nation. But we begin with a special player who was an easy choice as our player of the week in college basketball.
Mallerman is our choice this week, and he might be winning an even bigger award at the end of the year. There's a lot of talk about him as a player of the year candidate.
It was a magical week for him, Clark, no doubt about it. The fans really got behind him as the points kept piling up, and you could see him feed off their energy. He's a cult hero to those people now, and if he has a few more weeks like this one, he'll be one of the all-time legends at that university. Now let's take a look ahead to the games that get top billing on the schedule in the days to come. I'm looking forward to this game just like everybody else. This matchup has the possibility of becoming quite a little rivalry because these teams match up so well against each other, and it's always a heated atmosphere when they're on the court together.
Virginia Tech would be my pick here. They're so strong on the inside that I believe they'll be just too tough to match up with. It will really surprise me if that talent discrepancy on the inside doesn't tell the tale of this game.
But that's not the only item on the schedule that has NCAA fans buzzing. This game matches a pair of top 10 teams and is sure to bring both teams' fans out of the woodwork, not to mention a fair share of the national media.
South Florida should come out on top if I had to make a prediction. Their backcourt is so solid this year, and their guards love to get out and run. That gives huge advantage in a game that should be as fast-paced as this one will be.
Now, let's turn our attention to some of the action of the past week in the NCAA with our games of the week. We had a pair of top 25 teams in an old-fashioned grudge match. Iowa State dismantled Missouri.
It was a real treat to see these teams both come to play in what turned out to be a fantastic game. They showed us why they deserved their spots in the top 25. This was an entertaining and fun game to watch. Iowa State really muscled up down low and was able to convert a lot of easy chances close to the basket. Whether it was the big men or the guards, they made the most of their opportunities. They established their inside presence from the start and were able to rely on getting their points down low throughout the game.
We don't get to see two top 5 teams on the court together very often, but that's just what our next game gave us. Villanova dismantled South Florida.
The Villanova Wildcats look like they're legit. This was one of the toughest teams in the country they were up against, and they breezed right through them. Atkins had the hot hand on the winning side. His 12 points led all scorers. Watching him basically put his teammates on his back and single-handedly carry him to the victory in a big game situation like this was stupendous.
That'll do it for us here in the studio. For my partner, Clark Kellogg. Welcome, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel here with my partner, Clark Kellogg. Just ahead on College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. We'll reveal which head coaches may be on the hot seat as the season nears its conclusion, as well as show you the best action from around the nation. But first, we give some of the little guys their due respect with our list of the top 10 mid-major teams in college basketball.
I just love talking about the non-power conference team. This is the kind of stuff that gets me fired up for March. A couple of these teams have the potential to be very dangerous in the tournament. No one more so than the team at the top of the list.
North Texas has a schedule that rivals that of any of the top power teams. The strength of their opponents has been just outstanding, and that's going to be a huge factor in their ability to survive in March. In playing one of the most difficult schedules in the nation, they've gotten a lot tougher along the way. Now let's take a look at some of those coaches who, rightly or wrongly, are taking the heat for their team's failure to live up to expectations this season.
That's one of those things that comes with the territory when you're running a college program, Greg.
Coach Brady has had a tough go of it this year. You could argue that he hasn't been around long enough to really build a team to fit his style.
All coaches would tell you they need time to bring in the kind of players they can win with. But even in your first year or two, you've got to show signs of going in the right direction, and he hasn't been able to do that. The demands that are placed on a major program like this one are extremely difficult to deal with. So much more goes into the job than just coaching, and I think he has really had trouble juggling everything that goes along with being the head man at a program of this magnitude.
There was no shortage of excitement on the court in the past few days, so let's take a look at our games of the week. We had a pair of top 25 teams in an old-fashioned grudge match. St. John toppled South Florida.
The Pokers love games like this. It makes their job easy. When you've got two ranked teams like this going up against each other, you can just sit back and see who should go up and who should move down. McCulley took care of business in this one. His double-double really gave his team the lift they needed. And in addition to his scoring, he is a tenacious defender. He makes everyone around him a better defender. With this combination of offense and defense, it's easy to see why they won this game.
Also on our list of games of the week is a conference face-off in the Pac-10. USC got the better of
the USC Trojans made the most of their opportunity to move up, and that's going to serve them very well as we get closer to conference tournament time, even if it's just in seeding position. USC played some absolutely stifling defense. They made the guys on the other side work for every basket, and you can see that reflected in the shooting percentage. They never let up on the defensive end. That really took the pressure off the offense and allowed them to dictate the tempo of the game. To me, that was the biggest factor.
That'll do it for us here in the studio. For my partner, Clark Kellogg, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for watching College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Enjoy the exciting week of college hoops action to come. It is an annual rite of spring, bringing with it excitement and emotion that can be found in no other sporting event, the NCAA tournament. Your wait is finally over, the brackets are ready, and the drama of March Madness is about to begin. Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, and this is the NCAA Championship Basketball Selection Show, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Joining me at the anchor desk, as always, my partner, Clark Kellogg. We're all set to show you the seedings and pairings, so get out your bracket sheet, get those pencils ready. Here are the basics. Of the 65 available tournament bids, 31 are automatically given to conference champions. The tournament committee hands out the remaining 34 bids on an at-large basis. An opening round game will take place on Tuesday night to narrow the field to 64 teams. But before we unveil the brackets for this season, here's a look at the final top 25 media poll of the season. There are a couple of major changes in the rankings as March Madness approaches. There's a new team perched at the top of the poll. The Iowa State Cyclones are the new #1. No doubt they're thrilled to be on the top of the heap just as the tournament gets set to begin. The Providence Friars were the #1 team but slipped after spending one at the top. We had one team take a big tumble down the poll. The Virginia Tech Hokies fell all the way from the number 11 spot to number 17.
That's not the direction you want to be going at this time of year, but they're a strong enough team that I believe they can turn it around.
It's time to talk about the topic that has a lot of players and coaches holding their breath right now, the NCAA tournament bubble. These are the 10 teams that aren't worried as much about where they'll be playing as if they'll be playing. Clark, who jumps out at you there?
Arizona should be considered among the best of the major conference teams not holding an automatic bid. But there are plenty of non-power conference teams knocking on the door that may prevent them from getting an invitation.
You got that right. And who else might be in the same position?
Illinois did just enough to get on the bubble, but I'm not sure they did enough to get off the bubble. There may have been a few too many bumps in the road for them.
I'm sure it's been a long week for those teams, but the wait's almost over. The NCAA Selection Committee has finished its meeting, and we're ready to unveil the top 4 seeds in this year's tournament. The Villanova Wildcats are the top overall seed, and they will play in the Charlotte Regional. The selection committee who the #1 team in the country is, but the committee is the important. On to the State Cyclones are seeking their first ever NCAA championship. The Providence Friars are in the Detroit Regional. They're back in the tournament again, and no doubt they'll be feeding off the experience of last year's appearance as they try to get to the Final Four this year. And finally, our 4th #1 seed will play in the Phoenix Regional. The San Diego State Aztecs are in the tournament field as a #1 seed for the first time in the history of their program. Now, here's how the brackets shape up based on where the #1 seeds have been assigned. In one national semifinal game, the winner of the Charlotte Regional will play the winner of the Houston Regional. In the other semifinal game, the winner of the Detroit Regional will play the winner of the Phoenix Regional. Those games will be played on Saturday, April 4th. Then it'll be on to the national championship game on Monday night, April 6th. Any surprises in there for you, Clark?
Not really. We talked all week about these 4 teams being the solid #1 seed, and I think the selection committee got it right. There isn't a whole controversy with these picks.
So with the #1 seeds out of the way, it's finally time to tackle the rest of the brackets. First up, we take a look at the Charlotte Regional. The Villanova Wildcats are the top seed, finishing at 23-7. They were conference tournament champions in the Big East. They will take on the winner of the opening round play-in game between Miami of Ohio with 12 wins and IUPUI and now the #8 seed, the Seton Hall Washington, enters the field as the #4 seed from the Pac-10. This is their 27th appearance in the NCAA. Oregon State comes in as the #5 seed, finishing it. Next up is the #2 seed, our #7. Duquesne comes in as the #3 seed, finishing at 25-8. The Penn State Nittany Lions. I think this could wind up being the bracket that brings us this year's Cinderella story. A few of the higher seeds. Next up, the Iowa State Cyclones are the top seed, finishing at 26-5. They won both the regular season. San Diego comes in as the #8 seed, finishing at 22-9. Butler comes in to face them at #9 with 21 wins in the tournament championship of the Boston College. Comes in as the #4 seed, finishing at 19-9. and they'll take on the 13th seed from the Ivy League, the Pennsylvania Quakers, with 15 wins. Our number 2 seed is from the A10 Conference, the LaSalle Explorers. Next up is the number 7 seed, the UCLA Bruins. And now the number 6 seed, the East. What a tremendous. On to our. The Providence Friars are the top seed, finishing at 22-7. They were winners of the regular season championship in the Big East. They'll take on the Boston University Terriers, the number 16 ranked team. This marks their 13th appearance. Our number 8 seed is from the Pac-10. The Oregon LSU enters the field, the number 4 seed from the SEC. It's yet another appearance in the brackets for a school that's no stranger to the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Indiana comes in as the number 2 seed, finishing at 22. And next up is the number 7 seed, the Georgia. And now the number 3 seed, the USC Trojans, come into the tournament first in their conference during the regular season and finish second in their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 14 seed, the Golden Panthers of Florida. Vanderbilt on the surface. And finally, the San Diego State. Next up is the Clemson comes in as the number 5 seed. South. And now the number 7 seed, the Richmond Spiders, come into the tournament after finishing 7th in their conference. The Wisconsin Milwaukee Panthers are in as the number 3 seed. They'll be taking on the number 4. Our number 6 seed is from the Sun Belt Conference. There are going to be some. What are your thoughts on our top 16 seeds, Clark?
There are no real off-the-wall picks.
Now let's bring the conference picture into focus. The Big East gets 7 teams. The ACC with 7. 6 out of the Pac-10. The A10 get. We showed you the bubble teams before. Now that we know who's in and who's out, what do you think of the selections, Clark?
Syracuse played in one of the power conferences.
All right, Clark, now that we know all the teams and matchups, time to get the tournament underway and let the madness take over.
Greg, let's throw the ball up right now. I can't wait to get started. I hope this is an NCAA tournament that gives a lot of those special moments that stay with us for years to come.
For my partner, Clark Kellogg, and for all of us here in the 2K Sports Studios, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for joining us on the NCAA Selection Show, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Enjoy all the excitement of the NCAA tournament.